Hello and welcome to the fifth of these first to four blitz challenges for charity that we've been doing over. What are we now? We've roughly done one a week, so over the last 5 or 6 weeks we've been having these, and I've got another one planned on Monday evening against International Master Thomas Rendell. But my opponent for tonight is English Women's FIDE Master Kamwal Bhatia, who is not joining us down the line this week, but that is absolutely fine. And we will await her challenge. Hope everyone is doing okay. It's been a very, very warm day in the south of England. We've had, it's just been crazy, really, the amount of stuff going on. But we will see how we get on. Okay, right. Kamwal is challenging us, so I suppose this is rude not to accept. Let's start. Who gets 4 whites today? 4 whites is for Kamwal. Oh well. Okay, so must be nice. I think have I had 4 whites in any of these? It's very plausible I haven't. Okay, anyway, let's get going. So yeah, these 97 lines I've been playing a fair bit actually lately, and yeah, they're good fun. I think they're much more principled than your normal kind of bishop f5 lines. I certainly enjoy them a bit more. There's far less theory, and you're playing by feel a lot of the time in the middle game. Okay. How are we gonna go from here? You can play bishop d6 and then rook e1, then you castle. That's one line, because you don't want the knight to come to f5. Taking advantage of the pin on the pawn, that would be sad. So hopefully that's not a thing. What else is happening? Yeah, I mean, it's just, these are just very very sensible lines for both sides. Generally, yeah, so rook e1 castles, and then yeah, if white can get their light square bishop going against h7, then they tend to be doing quite well. Anyway, hello to viewers. We will get some chat going over the next hour or so, I hope. Got some nice Boards of Canada going in the background today. Did a Blitz album party of one of their records about 6 weeks ago, which seemed to go down well. And yeah, my username Dave and Cowboy is the name of a Boards of Canada song. Episode 22 of the Chess Pit is coming out tonight at about 1 AM. I think I've put it for 1 AM British time, so that's about 8 PM if you're in the US. 2 AM if you're in, or just, breakfast if you're in Europe. Okay, so I've got both my bishops going here. This is, I mean, it's not quite ideal. I think I'd rather have maybe one pair of knights off the board, but it seems fine. Now, do I want to play c4 here and try to restrict that bishop and put pressure on the b2 pawn as well? Let's say I do, and then I'm going to reply to taking on. I might be able to take on a5 here. This is not ridiculous that I could. Is this plausible? I don't think it's just a free pawn, but equally I think it's okay to do this. So, what now? I think I should probably bolster that c pawn a little bit, because my queen at the moment is just tied to both the B pawn and the A5 pawn and the C4 pawn. That seems like a good idea. Right, I mean swaps are going to favour me generally because I'm a pawn up. So this can't be too bad, I don't think. I've got knight F8 if ever the queen manages to double on against the H7's pawn. Maybe we'll throw in a little cheeky mate threat first. Yeah, because now the queen can't come to H5 to do that. It's going to have to come to E4. So this feels okay. Alright, so if queen E4, we play knight F8. We might play knight F8 anyway here. Or maybe I should get out of the... no, what I need to do is... I could have taken the pawn on A5 there, I suppose. Maybe we should defend that. Where do we put it? C7? Or B6? Let's say B6. And then, if bishop takes D5, okay, it's an opposite colour position, but... yeah, I mean, we've gained a tempo with that check, so that's okay. Guess we play knight. Well, now the knight's got a home on B3, I think. Or D3. The extra pawn might start to actually do things here. So if I can get the bishop pair, not the bishop pair, if I can get rid of the bishop pair, that would get rid of all of her conversation, probably. Maybe, don't know. Anyway, hope everyone's doing okay. Please do come and say hello in the chats. We always like to get some chat going on our streams. This is a friendly channel after all. Yeah, this seems like it's got some legs. I'm expecting queen e4, but then I might actually have knight... maybe knight f6 was a bit bold there. I'll probably have to have g6. Yeah, okay, so we'll keep coming with this. I can play a3 twice, maybe even. a3 is quite a big threat. Okay, it's not quite such a big threat anymore, because the knight is now defending the pawn on c3, which I was hoping to go for. And knight might be coming into d6, which is slightly painful. What do we want? Probably want the opportunity to be able to play a3, but that's not going to be so easy, is it? Okay. I'll try and at least keep everything vaguely solid. If the knight comes to d6, then I've just got, I think, bishop a6 here is... everything is defended to a point. My rook on c7 is doing a nice little job of defending the f7 square as well, should that ever become a thing. But my king side is very light on material, so yeah, here we go. So I'm still not necessarily doing very well here. Okay, that rook was loose on a8. There was all sorts of pinny things, but now I'm staring down the barrel of other things. So maybe I take on d6. Is that completely ludicrous? Sack the exchange you get for a second pawn. I'm going to assume this is alright. I don't know. I mean, white might have some kind of queen f6. I mean, this is the idea here, to play queen f6 next. But maybe I can... So if I can play f6, then that might just solidify all the dark squares. Oh, this is tough now. Hold on. But at least there's nothing looking. There's only one piece looking at G. There's nothing looking at G7 now. So maybe I've got time to play. Just keep everything fairly calm. I don't like this, but it might have to do. Okay, we'll get rid of any. So I'm now looking sort of laterally with both of these guys, and then okay, so big danger of losing on time here, actually, aren't I? This is probably objectively drawn, but I've just got no time left in which to do anything, I think. It's going to be an issue. Oh dear. Yeah, that knight is not a happy bunny. Maybe we can flag. Maybe we can flag. Rook d6 is mate. Oh, she missed it. Oh, disaster. Oh well. Hard luck, come well. Right, okay. Deep going with this. That was dirty. That was really dirty. Never mind. Okay, 1-0. That was a very dirty win. Right, Scotch. So, idea of the Scotch is to get some more of the centre. So I've got these 3 squares at the moment. In return, black gets very good development, very easy development. And shall I play my pet line here? If Camwell goes, she didn't go, no, G7, that's weird. What is the D6? I'm assuming I can play the same kind of things then. So I'm threatening knight b5 and queen g5 here, and I can still play this one. So this is a very crazy line. It's a really attacking line where yeah, you have pressure on this, but again what you're doing is in return for the pawn in this case, and you still get reasonable central control. Black just gets really quick development, so Camwell can quite happily take on e3 and then castle here, I think. And then I just have to spend millions of tempi moving this knight to take the pawn and then bring it back in. Yeah, here we go. So do I take on c5 first? It's risky, but this is not a line that yeah, I think I need to take this, because otherwise d5 at some point is quite awkward, because that's how this pawn is going to disappear. So yeah, I think we grab this, and then if can I just hop this back in? If rook d8, then queen e2. It's all very precarious. It's not really a very good line, if I'm honest. But I will be happy to play it in these blitz games. I mean, it is a good line objectively. This is one of those things where if you're trying to, if you're looking at lines to play, and you come across something which you like the look of, but so well, actually that's the wrong way to put it. If you come across something the computer likes the look of, don't necessarily just go, oh okay, that's fine. Really go into detail in each line, because otherwise you might get a horrible situation where you just come across something that is objectively absolutely fine, but that practically you're just going to get thumped every game because you're not a computer and you don't have the capability to just, well, this is already horrible, isn't it? You don't have the capability to just make things happen. Am I already completely busted? Maybe not. Maybe I've got bishop d5 and then f3. Or is there a queen? Nasty queen. I'm busted here. Knight f3 check, just wins on the spot. Yeah, this is a very precarious line. I will play on a queen for a piece down, I guess. There we go. Right, well done. Okay. Yeah, this was a perfect example of what I was saying there. It's just absolutely, objectively it's fine, but practically it's very, very hard to do anything. Is it worth playing on here? She's got a light square bishop. No. Okay, that was absolutely awful. Right, let's see if we can win with black by rights this time rather than on the clock. As my pop shield decides to break. Right, 1b3. Okay, so we can have something different anyway. I'm not going to have another Caracan. I will try to play different openings with white as well. Hope everyone's doing okay. Please do get involved in the chat. Right, so these lines, I don't really understand this move. I think bishop b5 check first makes a lot of sense, because if white's making a play for the e5 pawn, then it makes sense to e5 square. Then it makes sense to maybe try and get rid of this guy. Because now I feel like my development is a bit of buzz. That might be because the pop shield was resting on it. If you can confirm whether my speaker is doing a bit better now, that would be lovely. Should be fine. I think it might be my pop shield was resting upon it. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to try to make a play for these central squares and try and get move e5 in. Which would be good. We can do it, can't we? Can we do this? Just yeah, let's take some more central squares. Still buzzing. Let me do a disconnect. I'm going to turn the music off. Is that any better? How can I adjust it? How are we doing now? So I've taken off the pop shield, I've stopped the music. Might be my connection. Good now. Excellent. Right, thank you. Okay. I will put the music back on very, very quietly. Please, thank you very much for letting me know that, guys, in the chat. That's very much why I want you there, but also if you could let's start suggesting some openings as well. That would be, I think that would work. Yeah, we'll have to worry about now is Canwell. She's a very strong player. She should be probably WIM if she played a bit more. If I could have some opening suggestions for the final 4 games, that would be most welcome. Ooh, d4. Okay, so I can open up the c file here if I want to. Yeah, this seems like the way forward. If you're going to have an IQP, as I'm going to have now, if you can go with, if you can get the files open on either side, that would be, it's always a good way of doing things. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to play down the E and the C files against the biggest pieces on the board. And then if I can get a knight into E4, that should be a better knight than this bishop. So I can force that here by just taking on d2 and then just lobbing it in there onto this lovely outpost from where it's threatening lots of things. Birds is white. Okay, I'll play one f4 next. I will play one f4 next. Right, let's actually do this then. Okay, so I think black is just better. It's just a good knight that can't be touched by this. It's not necessarily a bad bishop, it's just I don't think that this bishop is... I mean, there's no real targets. It's got potential here, but then I've got this. This feels like it's good for black. However, my knight is currently pinned because of this stuff, so maybe I should try and get rid of this queen. Maybe this is working. Okay. So now, do I have some way of getting this square, or of generally just continuing to... I suppose c4 is actually an idea here, so maybe we should defend this knight again and then... Right, yeah, this makes sense, but now this is loose. Is it just, again, is it just a free pawn? My basic rule is if I can't see an immediate refutation to not grabbing a hot pawn, I do it. If I was in a proper game, I would obviously take more heed of that, but I think that was just a free pawn. It definitely was in the last game, but this time it's a bit better. Okay, right, yeah, c4 happens anyway, and then what? Do I just take that and then hide the king on b8? Because then I can maybe, if the rook can then maybe come up and do stuff that way instead. Anyway, if you are new to these streams, you may also be new to the Chess Pit podcast. We've just episode 22 is coming out later tonight, so please do give us a try. We're available on any podcast aggregator that you can think of: Apple, Google, Spotify, iVox, Castbox, all of these. Okay, so the bishop's become good, but my knight is still very annoying for her. If I can, yeah, I should probably hide my king on a8 now. Just get it out of the way completely. It's no good on b8 because there might be some future stuff here. I think it's quite safe there unless Camwell somehow managed to get a queen and the bishop lined up like this. I'd be devastated if I allowed that. And then we can take this square instead. I've got the e-file. I'm looking at playing rook e4 type things. I think I'm marginally better still, but this pawn might become very awkward later on. Need to be careful. Okay, yeah, rook e4 seems to make a decent amount of sense. I can double that way, or maybe play queen a5. I'm just going to play some moves here that just are a bit awkward rather than particularly practical. Well, now Camwell's given up that diagonal entirely. And now I might just be able to be quite straightforward, he says. Okay, so then what takes, rook takes, and then I've got to find some way of defending the pawn. Just queen g7, is that good enough? And then I can double on the e file. Maybe not.
Maybe I can't double an e-file. Let's just get rid of that bishop that's being annoying. And then take on c4. Okay, nice. But if I keep the queen on the light squares, this should just be fairly simple, I hope. It's just going to, at some point, surely crash through here. Don't know. Again, I'm probably going to win on time if I don't get mated. Yeah, that should be good enough. Okay, right, 2-1. But I've won both of those games on time. Hopefully, I can actually play well with white on this occasion. Otherwise, it's going to be quite sad. Okay, so 2-1 up. Out of the 4 games I've done so far, 4 matches of these I've done so far, I've lost 2. I said I was going to play 1 f4, didn't I? I'll do that in game. I'll do that in game 6. Apologies. I won't play the Scotch this time. I will do something else. I will play. Well, I'll just do some kind of nonsense. Okay. Alrighty. I'll promise I'll do scouts on it. I promise I'll do 1 f4 in game 6. Okay, so yeah, in the 4 others I've done of these so far, I've lost the first 2. I lost the first one to Charlie Fry, 4-3, having been 3-0 up. That was not so impressive. And then I lost 4.5, 2.5 to Michael Meadows. Drew 3.5 each with Stephen Meek. If it's a match draw, then both players give the money to charity. And I then beat Hugh Breakin 4.5, 2.5. But both of us actually decided to pay, donate to the charities, each other's charities. Scottish. Hugh's one was the Scottish Refugees Council, and my charity is always cardiac risk in the young. I've completely forgotten to ask Camwell who she's playing for, but I'm sure she'll tell me later. Sure, she'll tell me later what her charity of choice is, or would have been, depending on who does what. Okay, right. Here we go. So let's try to think about what I'm doing here. I want this square. I would like the d5 square. That would be nice. I would also like the f5 square. I would also like... What else would I like? To do something with my rook. Would also like to... Don't know. Not many things here. Yeah, let's take this let's take this f5 square. I think that's going to be the best way. That might be the best way of doing things. Okay. Yep. Let's get a knight in there. If g6, then I might just play queen h, queen g3, and then start hammering away here. I want to play d4 at some point as well to maybe get this guy going, something like this. Whoops, that's not how rooks move, something like that. I've known Camwell for, I don't know, a little while. We play in the same we both play for Barbican in the Four Nations Chess League. And Camwell is one of the purest people around. I don't think she has any malice in her, or if she does, she finds good ways of getting rid of it so that it never shows. She's just very, very lovely. And I miss those 4NCL weekends where we just hang out and have a beer and go and have some nice dinner. But no over-the-board chess at the moment, which is a lot of the reason why I am talking to you right now. Okay, so we've actually got a time advantage for the first time, which means I might not have to flag, which would be nice now. Okay, so what Camwell's trying to do here is, just put pressure on this long term and therefore cut this guy off a little bit. However, I do have... I suppose I can play the knight in this way and maybe do other things. So let's play d4. I think this is probably just very equal. Both of us have one pawn in the other half of the board. Black has a little bit better king safety because of this square. But I think I can quite happily just stop a lot of that stuff. Maybe I should bring my knight in this way. Yeah, now that this has all been sealed up, I guess bringing the knight into h5, one of these ways, and starting to remove some defenders from the black king side so that this pawn can maybe move up even further would be one way to do things. This can't be terrible. We know what I'm doing in my next white game. I am playing 1f4, but if I could have some suggestion for what to do in the next black game, that would be equally welcome. Can I just take this and play knight d4? Is that knight even doing anything there? I'm going to change tack here and just plonk it, this knight into this outpost. I think this is... Yeah, she is. She's a Camwell does like mixed martial arts or something. She's. I'm not saying that's the thing. When I say she's lovely, she is, but she's also hard as nails, and she's just a real. What's the word? She's just fierce, but in a terrific way. Okay, I think we'll put our king on. Yeah, so now that actually probably made no sense, making sure that there can be some kind of fork later on. Okay, right. What am I going to do with this guy? I guess maybe c4 and knight e6 is part of a plan. But now I think knight e2 to f4 starting to target this potential weak pawn might be good as well. Okay, well this is red rag to a bull territory here, I'm afraid. I'm going to play f6. I'm going to just have to, now that I can take this f5 square and use it with a rook or a bishop or a knight. This could be the way forward. But yeah, please do suggest black openings, please. So that would be for game 5 and for game 7. For the fifth time running, I'm getting 4 blacks out of the 7 games. It's just the way it's worked. Right, so yeah, we double. And then we've got some stuff, haven't we? We're threatening to take this and then play knight f5 with all sorts of nasty things being threatened. If the knight moves out of the way, then I guess my queen can hide on g3. Oh, really? Is this playable? I'm just going to have to do it. I don't think I've got any... This might be resignable. It's getting there. It's getting that way. Because pawn takes, then rook takes... And she's running very low on time as well. Oh, that's a nice little move. I'd missed that. Okay, but I think I have a trick as well. Maybe not. Hold on. I was going to play rook h6, but she can take the pawn. Have I got any tricks here? Oh dear. I'm running low on time as well. What am I missing? I'm just going to have to play this. I don't know what's going on here. Pawn takes then. Well now, yeah, this was my idea, and now I have rook f5, but then this is... I mean, this was probably going to be fine anyway, even if I wasn't going to win on the time. But yeah, okay, that was an interesting game, where I'm not sure Cameron had to let me play, had to move that knight and let me play f6. After that, I think I was doing very well. Okay, we're 3-1 ahead. So, Nimzo Indian or Caro-Kann. Right, Nimzo Indian. So I'll play a Nimzo Indian style structure here. And then I'm just going to play it anyway. Whatever happens, I might just play bishop b4. I'll try. I promise to get bishop b4 in at some point. Whether I can do it now or not is up for debate. I'm not experienced in the Nimzo Indian. I normally just play this and then c6. Okay, I can play bishop b4 now, so let's just get this in. And then we'll try and play it as much like a Nimzo Indian as possible, even though the pawns are on dark squares instead of on d4 and c4 and e4. Okay, right. So I played the Nimzo Indian I think when I was 12, and I haven't really played it since. Okay. b5 I always like the look of. Just to put pressure on any bishop that wants to come here at a later date. And I'm going to castle into all this nonsense deliberately. See if we can get away with it. My suspicion is we can't. But White's development isn't terrific, so we can have a little play at trying to get something going in the centre. That's what you should be doing. If your opponent's thrusting things on one flank, you should go in the centre, because it's going to make their subsequent attack harder to develop. And especially, this is one of the big attacking pieces. If I can get control of the dark squares in the centre, then this bishop's going to be useless. And that is my very basic plan here. I don't want to take this, because then this opens up the H file, so we're not going to do that. What could I play? I could sack a pawn to try to open up all of my pieces. Let's do it. So I'm in theory sacking this pawn, because White's got two pieces aiming at the knight on e4. But the idea is that playing this move in the first place just brings my rook and my bishop to life. So I don't want to play b4 as a pre-move. That would have been bad. Okay. So that knight is also looking at the g7 square, but I can... It's also looking at this. I guess I can just play knight c5 or knight b6 to attack it. Or do I want to take on taking on f4 feels bad. Let's not do that. We can't play d4 because of this. Okay, I need to be careful here. I think I need to stop everything first, and then think about any of these moves later. Just stop bishop takes e5, so I can then move this knight out of the way and start aiming it at the queen side where White has just castled. So this is definitely a thing later on, maybe, as I get attacked by flies. It's been, if you're not in the UK, it's been about 30 degrees Celsius today, which is a lot for England in June. I think it was 30 in Scotland as well, which is nuts. And given what's going on in the Arctic Circle at the moment, I don't want to get all preachy on a stream, but it's these are really worrying times climate-wise, in my opinion. Anyway, this is going okay because Camera hasn't got any of these pieces going. It's been a bit of a... This knight's moved 3 times. My centre is good. And this pawn chain, while strong, isn't really aiming at anything at the moment. Yeah, so my plan here was just to take this. And then if queen takes, bishop takes rook, queen takes bishop, I'm threatening mate on A1. So, okay, so this is going to have to happen, isn't it? Yeah, alright. Wow, this is a mess. Do I play rook takes g5? Or do I take on g7? Wow, this is a complete mess. I don't know what to do. Do I open up the G file here? Probably not. I'm going to trust that I can play this. I'm not at all sure that it's sound. Okay. Yeah, let's run away, run away. So we're just a piece up unless this gets taken. Get out of the way first, attack the queen, and then play what, knight f2 with a fork. But the fork isn't the main thing. The fork is secondary to the fact it gets the knight out of the way. Because I've got some problems here with stuff happening. I do need to be very careful. So knight f2, then queen h6 threatens mate. And I haven't got an enormous number of ways to stop it. Okay, so we'll do this and have the forks so that I can better afford to play rook e5. Maybe this is okay. But I might just lose the entire rook for nothing off the queen f6. But then I've got knight g4 now, which is quite nice, isn't it? Defends everything. It's defended itself. Attacks the queen. And where's the queen going? Is it going to f4? Yeah, okay. And then this is a very complicated position, but that's what we like, I suppose. Alright, maybe we've got rook f5. Maybe this is actually very good. Oh no, we haven't. Of course we don't. This is pinned. Oh dear. Okay, I'm going to need to do something drastic then. What, queen e7? What's the material? I am a knight for 2 pawns ahead. But this is a monster and it's unopposed. Everything is funky here. Rook f... Everything's a mess. And for the 3rd black game in a row, we're going into the last minute each. Everything might just come off here and then it'll be a time scramble. I've got a second pawn for my... because I'm about to lose this guy. Oh my goodness. Takes. Who knows? Who knows? Camera's running herself low on time. I've got... So here we go, right. I don't know. I don't know what's any good here. Knight g2? This is completely cracked position where either side could get mated still. probably more likely to be me, but I feel a bit better now that, okay, I think I'm out of the woods here. I think I'm largely out of the woods. And then we're into an end game. Okay, so I need to get control of some dark squares, like b4, because it's going to take Camera off several moves to get involved in amongst rare. So what's happening here? Can I just go after the H pawn? That feels winning. All of these just come off, don't they? And then we run this guy. Okay, that will do. So we have won the match. We are 3-4 ahead. We will continue to play games until we've reached 7. But £7 tonight will be going to Cardiac Risk in the Young. Okay, so I promised F4. We're going to get F4. So we have 2 more games. Ooh, going to Staunton Gambit. Okay, this isn't what I suppose this is what it calls for. Right. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing. Is it D6? Is that the move? Yeah, it is. And then this is the Staunton Gambit, right? I think that's correct. I don't know what I'm doing, so this is going to be fun. Right. Get my Gambit face on. I'm ready. So, what you should be doing if your opponent plays Gambits is trying to get developed as quickly as possible, because the whole point is that they are going to be developed quicker than you. Equally, if you can exchange a couple of pieces, that should take some of the sting out of your opponent's setup, because they're just going to have fewer pieces with which to attack. And equally, you're thinking long term towards an ending. If you're a pawn up, you should really be you should be trying to swap off pieces so you can go into an ending a pawn up. Now I'm going to I guess I want to castle queenside here, because otherwise everything is just going to be wide open. So let's try to make that happen. It might take a little while, but I think that's the way to play. Otherwise I just get everything just coming at me. Probably want this knight on. Do I want on c4? It's probably not got anywhere to go. I was thinking knight a3 to c4, but that might just get stuck there completely. And now the question is how I get my queen out. I could move my knight, or I could just be a man and castle here. Now that some of these pieces aren't really primed for a kingside assault. Okay, I'm gonna assume that this is safe, but yeah, here we go. Right, so this is all very principled. Throme's Gambit. What's a Staunton Gambit then? Is that something similar? I'm sure the Staunton Gambit has some kind of f4 situation. So there's no dark square bishop anymore, which means that h3 might actually make some sense, but equally then this knight might start homing into the weaknesses that are created. I should probably try to hoover some pieces off, otherwise this might get very nasty indeed. I want to play bishop f3 at some point to match this bishop. That's going to be one way of liquidating anything. I've got bishop pair, still a pawn up. This is okay, I think. This is annoying, but I think that's one of the things you get against if you castle kingside there. It's fairly inevitable. Apparently Canwell should have played g5. Don't know. There's all sorts of things. I would like still a suggestion for a opening I could play in game 7 with black here. Anything at all. Doesn't matter for the match. If you're enjoying this stream, please do subscribe or follow. We're looking at doing some subscriber-only streams and features very soon. 'Cause I know that we've had a few subscribers of late, and that's very, very kind of you and very welcome. Likewise, if you're enjoying this, please do join us again on. I think I'm doing a. Oh, this is awful. What have I just done? Huh. That was careless. Have I got D4? I think that's the only way of stopping everything. What a stupid way of playing. And then this comes off. Right, okay. This is now very silly, but I do get the knight back. Staunton Gambit against the Dutch. That's 2e4. Right, okay, thank you. Knew it was something to do with f4 or f5. Anyway, we've got the next streams on this channel. Tomorrow morning at 11:30, I'm just going to do an hour of some kind of blitz. So it's going to be lunchtime, crunch time. That's back after a 2-month gap because I've had other things going on at those kind of times. Am I still lost here? I may still be lost. I may still be lost. Because this rook just makes no sense, does it? And this is coming. Am I still lost? Probably am, aren't I? Oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, lunchtime, crunch time is back tomorrow morning, and on Saturday morning I'm also going to stream round 2 of the National Club Championships, where my side, Muswell Hill, are competing. I can't see anything here, I'm just going to have to play some moves. Don't see a good way of getting out of this. This is very unfortunate. I think just rook takes c2 here, and then what? Can't see any way of. Yeah, okay, so rook. Okay, we can try to get something happening, but I think it's all hopeless, isn't it? This gives me a shot, I think, of getting some kind of stuff going with my rooks, but I don't think it's going to last long. The checks will run out fairly quickly, I imagine. Yeah, that's probably that. Yeah, we can resign that. Well played. Camera, right, 4-2. So, still getting some fight. One more. What did we say? What did you say you wanted me to play with black? Just completely forgotten. Don't think anyone said anything. Okay, one more. E4. I'll play the Sicilian because I've played that for a couple of months this year, and I should probably. Okay, C3. I think I was playing these lines. Where, yeah, we can take this or just play Bishop G7. So this is now a sniper, which I'm not an enormous fan of, but I will happily do this. And what's the right way of playing this? I just need to play A5, I think. And then at some point try to gang up on this pawn. Ganging up on it isn't going to be that easy, but it's just a line. I don't think it's any good at all. Queen D5 I think is the way to go here. Okay, so I get the pawn back. And then what do we want to do? Just keep getting our guys out. If e5, then knight e4. And the pawn would be a little bit loosey-goosey. This has been a good match. I think Camwell did not deserve to lose necessarily. I flagged her absolutely horribly in game 1. Game 3 I also won on time, but that was a bit less controversial. I think the only game I really outplayed her in was... maybe I didn't outplay her in any. What was the... game 5 I played well. Game 5 where I took on h2 and then just defended against all the threats. Game 5 was fairly smooth, but the rest have been a bit messy. This doesn't look very fun. I guess you've got to play c4 here, otherwise, yeah. Otherwise everything drops off, and now I might be able to... I can start getting all this in. It's so warm. It's what, 10 PM and it's probably still 26 degrees outside, which is just nuts for the UK. It's almost tropical conditions at the moment. I probably look very shiny on the camera. This is very risky, but I'm just doing my best to activate my pieces. This guy needs some squares. Because if pawn takes pawn, then queen will be looking at the undefended bishop. So, okay, so yeah, doing this way instead might make more sense for white. But here I might have f4 instead, and suddenly I'm the one with more kingside space. It's been another fun match. If you yourself fancy playing me in a 7-game charity blitz series, just the winner donates £7, but the loser may wish to donate £7 as well. No one is stopping them. Get this lovely square for the knight now. This is very similar to game 4, where I played f6 as white and then just about made things happen. I think this is horrible for white. Because, what now, just queen d7 and everything's falling apart? This is almost over. I think king h1 is forced, because otherwise you can bring the rook in to guard g2. Yeah, we'll do it anyway. And then just park the queen back on somewhere like d7 again. And we've got lots of potential for some very nice tic-tacs. And I can double my rooks maybe. Fire f4. Because, yeah, this is... I'm looking at e4 as well. This just looks horrible to me. The bishop can't defend both of these. Can't go to d1 because then it would lose its defense of e4. So she's done that anyway. I think I can take on e4, can I? And I'm looking at f2. This is going to open up. This doesn't feel very fun for white. Ooh, okay. Is there some fun thing here? This knight is completely pinned. Maybe we just put more pressure on it or introduce other pieces into the attack. This is all very prosaic, very hard to defend against. It's very hard to defend against, I think. What just... Yeah, there aren't many moves. What, rook h... What do I want to do? Is this queen actually doing anything? I suppose it's defending this guy. Can I just take on f3? It's a bit dirty, but we'll... That's the way I like it. Queen takes h6, and then what? Knight takes f2? Or just... Is rook g... Is there a mate here? Rook takes g3, does that lead to mate? I think it might. f3, knight f2. Yeah, mate m2. Yeah, this is happening. Next move. Right, well, thank you very much to Kamwal Batir for joining me for a first of all Blitz challenge. This was a lot of fun. Hope she had some fun as well. I will be paying £7 to charity Cardiac Risk in the Young, which is literally a charity close to my heart. Thank you very much to Camwell. Thank you to you guys for viewing and joining in the chat and getting involved. And yeah, as I said, we'll be having another one of these on Monday night where I'm playing against International Master Thomas Rendell. Other streams coming up tomorrow morning, lunchtime crunch time at 11:30 AM, and also on Saturday morning I'm playing in the National Club Championship. Episode 22 of the Chess Pit is out at 1 AM in 3 hours, so get involved in that as well. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.